Green, 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 green.
Ugly. It looks like everybody's heading down pit road. I don't see anybody staying out, so we're going to see how this turns out here. As we're coming down the pit lane here, it looks like Ben Bando's leading the way here, coming down into the pits. Going to be quite a few cars, it looks like, especially the car on Pierce there. He's definitely going to need a lot of repairs. As we said earlier, one car out of the race there with Ducey Sargent. Hard hit and a rough lick for him, just nowhere to go. Went high, should have went low, I guess.
Definitely was interesting to see you wreck though. Looks like Ben Bendo's gonna lead him off pit road.
Looks like Bendo may have lost the lead there, lost 4 positions on pit road from the way things look, with Christian Vasquez now taking over the lead here on lap 4. Must have had a real good pit stop. He moved up quite a few positions. You got currently first place the number 8 car of Christian Vasquez, second place the 03 of Bruce Turner, third place running right now the number 27 of Dale Reynolds, and in fourth place the number 48 of Dominic LaRussa. Looks like Bando got out in the 33 car in 5th position, and 6th right now is the number 42 of Dominic LaRussa. Yeah, looking at the pit stop results here, Vasquez, the big mover there, Bruce Turner, golly, moved up 5 positions. Bando losing 3 positions on pit road. That got to make that up on the track, which a lot of times that can be hard to do, especially with this drafting here. But yeah, we could see. Currently right now, racetrack temperatures, we got the 80.3 degrees air temperature. Track temperature currently at 89.6. We got 2 cars out of the race, 17 still on the lead lap. So far we've had 1 caution for a total of 3 caution laps. It looks like we're getting ready to go back to green here. And we're back to green here with Christian Vasquez leading the way. So, looks like Bando is making some serious moves, trying to get himself back into position there. As soon as we cross the start-finish line, he's making some serious moves. So we'll see how long it takes him to get back towards the front. Bruce Turner down on the inside of Vasquez. Looks like he's going to go for the lead. And looks like the 03 there having some problems. Looks like we got another caution out here. I'm not really sure. Kind of missed what happened on that one. But that'll leave us with Dominic LaRussa leading the way here, leading his first lap of the night, with Vasquez there in second place in the number 1 car, with Nick Del Campo, number 42, running currently in third.
Alright, sorry for the delay in the replay, but it looks like Bruce Stern was the cause of the caution, and it looks like he just grabs a hold of that apron, spins across the track, but doesn't look like anybody's going to get any contact with him. Everybody does a pretty good job of avoiding him.
Yeah, looking at, looks like he just tried to go in a little bit lower than the 48 did there, and 48 come down a little bit, and next thing you know, he's on the apron, and whoa. What's amazing, though, is he really didn't touch anything or anyone there, so he got away with not too much damage. He should still be good for a race. We'll have to wait and see.
Got lucky in this one.
Yeah, that was a very lucky one right there to do a complete 360, and then, especially from the front of the field, and to have no one hit you. That's a lot of luck.
There's a lot of luck.
It looks like he's
making it down pit road right now.
Yeah, it looks like we had a few decided to stay out and try to, you know, stay up there. We got LaRusso still out there in first place. Yeah, it looks like LaRusso, number 48 there, he decided to stay out and hold on to that lead for a little bit. And second place currently is the number 27 of Dale Reynolds. And currently running third is the Yoo-Hoo car of Kevin Kelly. Kevin Hibbett also stayed out in fourth place. And fifth place currently running the 99, the Turtle Express, Dennis Jenkins. So good to see that guy up toward the front there a little bit. He's been having some tough luck here as of late. Looks like as we come back, the top four cars are the only ones who did not pit. We didn't have a top five there, but Kevin Kelly's going to have to step away from the machine. He's having some problems with the electrical system there tonight, we've just been told. So he's going to be taking that thing behind the wall to get it looked at. Don't think he will be returning, however. And looks like all the cars left on the track right now who did not pit during that last cycle was the top four. So from fifth on back will be the cars with new tires and new tank of fuel.
It looks like we're lining up to go green on this time by.
Yeah, we have them lined up there. Looks like Dominic LaRusso in the 48 will be the one bringing them to the flag there. These guys are all getting lined up side by side, double file. Let's see how much fun we have this time. Looks like for whatever reason we got the number 11 of Steve Deo. He's ducking down pit road there. It's got to be an unscheduled stop. Maybe he got a penalty there or something. I don't know. Might have got caught speeding on pit road.
I am hearing through pit road reporters that yes, he got a drive-through penalty on that pit stop.
That is going to really hurt him if they don't have a caution here pretty quick, because he's going to be about half a lap or better, and with no draft, it ain't going to take him long to catch him. It looks like we had the green was waved off there with Steve Dale going down pit lane, and also with Kevin Kelly backing out. They decided to wave off the green, go around one more time. So we got a few more laps, or well, we got the rest of this lap to get everything sorted out. Everybody get back in their right positions, and looks like we'll be going green this time around. We've been given the one to go.
Yeah, Steve Dale definitely got a break there. Since he got a penalty, it would have taken him another caution to probably catch up to the rest of his field, not having a drafting partner. So, lucky break for Steve Deo for sure.
Oh, most definitely. He will be back in the pack, but, I mean, hey, that's a lot better than being half a lap behind.
Most definitely better than being half a lap behind. Had he had a partner out there, it might have been a little bit different, but by yourself, you're just going to get left, especially on this unrestricted plate track.
Yeah, especially here. I mean, this just speeds, you know, you're talking 20, 30 mile an hour difference, 2 to 3 seconds faster per lap. It's not going to take all that long to catch up. And I know Steve is, he's had some tough luck here as of late, you know, with these super speedway restrictor plate, and even without the restrictor plates. Talking to him earlier today, he just wanted to kind of hang out in the back for the first little bit, and in his words, make it past the second lap before he was out of the race. Turns out, unfortunately, as I passed him, though, it turns out I was the one going out in the second lap.
Well, he made it successfully out, or past the second lap, so.
Might get to see what Steve Dale's got under the hood of that thing tonight, man's making it this far.
Yeah, most definitely. He is going to be starting last, though.
Sometimes, though, at these plate track or these unrestricted tracks, that might be the best place to be. So we'll have to see how that turns out. But he definitely did, like you said, got a lucky break there. And we got the green flag in the air, and here we go. Dominic LaRusso at 48's leading down to start-finish line, just cross start-finish line. Now it's going to be, as the proverbial Dennis Jenkins says, with cockroaches, it's when the lights come on. Everybody's going to be shifting positions, trying to get into where they want to be. And looks like Dale Reynolds and Kevin Hibbett have already started moving together to try to get that top line moving.
Yeah, and actually, Dominic LaRusso has gotten a real big advantage right now. Well, I wouldn't call it an advantage. He's got about 6 car lengths on second place. And with that playing out, and Hibbett in the 19 car right behind him, he's going to get just railed by these guys.
Yeah, and as you said, there, the 19, Jeremy Ennis, he just went around that Kevin Hibbett machine, and looks like they're getting ahead of steam coming after LaRusso. He might be a sitting duck at this point if they all stay in line and just whiz by. And as I seen there, it looks like the 64, John Lawler's heading down pit road. He may be having some car trouble tonight. I'm not really sure what that is. It's definitely an unscheduled stop. We're going into turn 1. It looks like Enix is going to stick to that bottom line. Kevin Hibbett's going to follow him through, stay right there with him. And looks like Dale Reynolds is going to take that bottom line, so it might get interesting here.
Yeah, the 64 of Lawler actually got a drive-through penalty right before they went green, so he is serving his penalty, going to be coming back on the track.
And as we talk about this, look at that 48 now. He's got back him and Bandora together in that 33 and 48, and looks like they got that top line. They're trying to make it back up to the front. Looks like Kevin Hibbett, though, has got left in that center of that suck hole, and he is just going backwards.
Yeah, he actually restarted third there, and you're right. He went down the middle and lost all those positions.
Yeah, he restarted third, and now he's all the way back into 15th position, so he's lost a lot of positions getting stuck in that middle with no drafting help. That shows you, just like we were talking about the drafting help earlier, just how quickly you can fall back with nobody to run with. You've got to have a partner to dance with here, or you are not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Ben Bando on the outside working with LaRusso there. He did restart on that lap, 9th place positions, gained 5 so far, and made it up to 4th.
And looks like Lewis Buster in that number 8 machine has made his way to the front and is leading the pack now. And looks like the 48 of LaRusso is going to glue to his back bumper, and looks like he might be content to stay there and just see if they can start putting some distance on this field.
Wow, and a hard hit back in the pack. Looked like Dennis Jenkins slammed the wall. Let's see if we can't go back there and take a look at that. He was just loose coming out of what looked like 3 and 4. Rode the wall all the way around. Got it on the apron and hit that outside wall. Looks like he might have a right front flat tire.
Yeah, it looks like he just had some trouble there getting into that corner. It just did not turn in for him, and then he got up on that wall, and, you know, once he finally got down off it, come down, got the apron, and then, you know, put him right back up to the top. He hit that outside barrier again, and then bounced it back down into the inside barrier. He's going to have some extensive damage on that one.
Yeah, I believe it's a little bit too much damage. I am showing that he has parked it for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, he took quite a few hard hits there. Looks like he bounced off of 3 different walls, so it's definitely some damage. He may have done the engine in with all that. But looking back up here in the front now, Louis Bussa and Ben Bando in at 8 and 33 have started to put some distance even on the third place machine there, Jeremy Enix, and so showed a little bit of smoke there going down the back stretch, but nothing major there. Yes, I'm hearing we got the 14 had a little trouble there, but you know, he's back up and running now. He may have spun it out there, but no caution, single car. Looks like they're going to continue to keep it green.
And we're looking at the replay. He just went in high in the corner, nobody around him, just got it loose up on the high side, slid it around, backing into the wall. And luckily there was nobody behind him after that. He looked like he was already in the back of the pack since he did fall back through the middle. Has gotten it going, and looks like he's going to try to catch up to the rest of the pack.
You know, though, looking at how he got into that corner and such, it almost looked like a replayed incident of what happened with Dennis Jenkins there. It just didn't seem like it wanted to turn going into that corner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The high groove might not be built in yet. You know, not enough tire grip up there or something like that. And transitioning from that top side to the bottom, just not working right now.
Yeah, it's definitely doing something with it. Maybe it's just the air flowing across that spoiler, or it could be, like you said, the not enough rubber up there yet to make that transition to the bottom. But in either case, it's claiming a couple of victims already. But looking back up front here now, we've got Louis Bussa leading the way in that number 8 machine. And he's got Ben Bando still tied together in his rear end. And then we got Christian Vasquez has got up there. We got a 3-car tango, and then we got another big pack chasing them from behind.
Yeah, and for all those who are watching the broadcast, if you actually look at the top of the ticker, it has the current points standings right now, and it's showing Bruce Turner. And this is as they run, 487 points with Christian, 19 behind with Kelly at minus 63, but he is out of the race right now, so he will not be getting any more points. As you go through the race, that will be automatically updated, and you'll be able to watch the actual, ooh, that's not good either. And Christian Vasquez going around.
Yeah, we got a caution. Yeah, we definitely look like we got a caution out there on the speedway. Looks like that incident, I mean, just kind of rolling back and looking at it here myself, it looks like, I don't know what happened with them coming out of that turn, but looks like Enix was on his inside and Christian came down off that wall, and then, it just went all crazy from there. Christian went hard into the wall, and he collects that 31 machine also of Montefiore as he came off the wall, so it definitely was rough looking from what I could see.
And we'll see if we can get the replay up for y'all.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the machine here, Christian Vasquez. He's definitely got some very serious damage there, and he's even having a hard time getting it back to the pit lane, as he may have a tire down or so as he spun it coming towards the pits too. So he's definitely got some serious damage on that car.
Wow, and Christian spun out there, came back to the inside. I haven't been able to see exactly what caused that incident. But he had a hard hit to what looked like Montefiore.
Yeah, looking at it there, it kind of looks like, coming off of turn 4 there, he had Enix on his inside, and he might have tagged that outside wall there a little bit, and then they came down off him, and Enix, there just wasn't enough room there, and then once he got he slowed up just a little bit to try to save the car, but he had cars behind him, which did not help. They were not slowing down.
He definitely made look like he actually bounced off the wall, and that's what's caused this incident. I'm not sure if anybody was behind him in that incident.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was. He had a car behind him, though. I think there might have been a little contact when he checked up to keep him getting together with Enix, and that might have been what caused it all. I'm not really sure. If there wasn't contact there, it was definitely close.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Christian hit the wall and just came down and got into the side of the 19. Then that upset the car, and he went back to the wall, head nose first, and then lost control there and met everybody on the bottom of the track who was trying to go by him, with Alex Montefiore involved in that also.
Yeah, Montefiore looks like took a lot of damage on that also, because he really got nailed right there in both sides. One, he had that driver's side down on that inside wall, and then Vasquez comes down into his passenger side, so there wasn't much. I mean, he got pancaked on both sides, and just like you said earlier, there was nowhere for that guy to go. He was just victim of circumstance on that one. But looking back up front here now, I'm showing the 27 of Dale Reynolds leading the way now. So Dale's moved his way on up into first, with Enix in the 19 machine in second. Arusa in the 48 having a very good run tonight, staying up in the top 3. So Yeah, for those of you who are watching and may not understand why that 14 machine is out there in front of our leader right now, Kevin Hibbett is looking to get a lucky dog, get himself back up on the lead lap right now. So he's definitely, I mean, like I say, if he can stay out there and claim that, get back on the lead lap, he might be able to put himself back in the mix here. Doesn't look like he done too awful much damage to the car when he spun there earlier, so he might have something still. Might be able to salvage a night out of this. And looks like the 14 of Kevin Hibbett has been given the green light to go ahead and take his lucky dog. So as he takes off, that means we back to the one to go, and the guys will be lining up double file here just in a second. And it looks like we got one car down here just kind of sitting on the apron at the end of at the exit of pit road. Mr. Tony Ball says he's having himself some issues getting that engine to start. I don't know, something happened with it, maybe an electrical issue, but he has no power in that machine right now. You know, it's kind of nice to have Tony Ball back too. For those of you who don't know a lot about the Nuff, he's been around for a little while. He's been here for about a year, a little over a year now. He's had to take the last few months off due to a knee surgery. So it's glad to see him back here tonight too.
Looks like we're one to go with 18 of 50 laps in the book. We got about 21 laps when they, or excuse me, 31 laps when they go back green.
Yeah, Tony Ball is still sitting down there though on the exit of pit road. It looks like he's really having some issues getting that engine started. He may have some severe electrical problems that may end up ending his night, right? Because he's sat there for 2 laps now. He's 2 laps down. Alright, and it looks like we're coming out of turn 4 now, we're coming to the green flag here. You know, first place machine, Mr. Dale Reynolds in that 27 with Jeremy Enix running in second right now in the 19. So we'll see how this stuff gets going here as Dale Reynolds has elected to take that outside line, which hopefully he's having some better luck with that outside line, especially when they go into turn 1 than what some of the others have, because it has not been pretty for some drivers tonight trying to make that transition at this early point of the race.
And a couple of these drivers on that restart down on the bottom side look like they come up and tap that outside line. They made it through with no incidents, so they'll be going to keep it green.
Yeah, I know when I had that first restart, when I took the green flag, it seems like there's a lot of cars out there that the tires are spinning on those restarts. I don't know if it's like you said earlier, the track just has not rubbered up enough yet, and there was several drivers complaining of the tires spinning there on the first restart. And as we were talking there a little bit earlier, you know, Steve Adeo getting that lucky break. He's in that number 11 machine. He has worked himself up to a 10th place. It doesn't look like he's pushing too hard yet, as he knows there's a lot of race left with 30 laps still to go. But he's got him a nice little cushion there between himself and that pack in front of him, and he's got Christian Vasquez and Kevin Hibbett back there in the 8 and 14 right behind him drafting. They're coming up fairly quick on him, so it looks like they may be able to link up a nice little 3-car pack there and make a move forward. But as I say that, it looks like Kevin Hibbett is taking the inside line under Vasquez to try to get ahead, because, you know, Vasquez, like I say, in that last incident, you know, he took a lot of damage, so that car may not be able to even hold up in the draft right now.
Yeah, if we actually go back to the front of this field, Dale Reynolds lost the the lead with the 48 and 19 pushing him, went on by.
Yeah, it looks like they brought the 16 there of the 27. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 16 of Britain there. Looks like they brought him along, right along with him. So I'm being told there's some stuff going on back there with Christian Vasquez right now. Looks like he is put it in the pits. I'm not really sure what happened with him. Looks like he's called it a night though. Must have been too much damage to continue on with that machine. Looking back up towards the front here, the 33 of Bando has decided to move out to that outside line with a little help from Bruce Turner. And looks like they're deciding to, and Nick Del Campo in the that Amp Energy machine is coming right along with them. So they're going to try to make a run on that outside. Let's see, if they can make any ground, try to get up on those leaders. Looked like for a long time there, they were all going to stay nose to tail, and decided, not to stay nose to tail. And you would thought nose to tail they'd be able to run fast, get away from a big group, and then fight it out amongst themselves. But I guess these guys are ready to play now. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Also, looking back in 7th place there, Dale Reynolds in that 27. As you recall, he restarted on the pole, but he has fallen back quite a bit, and looks like he may have even lost the draft of that front group, or maybe just hanging on. But for whatever reason, Reynolds in that 27 machine has really fell back quite a bit. But looking back up the front here, it looks like Enix, Russo, and Britton have decided to stay themselves single file and see if they can't try to put some distance away, try to get away from this group behind them, try to get some speed going and kind of get into a rhythm here. Looks like going back through the field here a little bit, looking to 10th and 11th place machines, Steve Deo in the number 11 and Kevin Hibbett in the number 14. Looks like Hibbett has made it up to Dio's bumper. Oh, and as I say that, Kevin Hibbett touches the apron, just about spins it, but is able to keep it under control, and he's back on the track. But all that ground he made up on Steve Dio and that number 11 machine, he lost it. And looks like Dio's got Chris, the new guy, Manthe, in right up there in front of him. He may be able to catch to him, and if they can get drafting, then maybe Dio can start moving himself forward too. So we'll see how things play out after that lucky break he had earlier. Well, looks like Bando, he definitely had to have dropped back to have picked him up, so maybe they got some kind of game plan that they're working, talking amongst each other. So these two drivers have been known to move around and get themselves up front, so maybe they think they can get together like that, make up some time, and get back up in that front pack. But as you said there, he's definitely fallen back quite a bit, and Bando has lost a lot of time on the leaders too to come back and get him, so we'll see how they do. Just kind of looking at these guys' telemetry here and such. Looks like Enix getting into turn 1 there with that draft. Is getting in about 200 and looked like 224 was the last I saw on the high end of things there. And he's got a good draft and a good head of steam. He's got guys pushing him, and looks like they're pretty content to stay in line as nobody's making a move to try to take the lead and such. So they may be looking to stretch this thing out and settle it between the top 4 before this is all over with. Well, going back to what you were talking about earlier there, Stephen, with the number 8 of Louis Bussa and the 33 of Ben Bando, looks like they've swapped positions now, and Bussa is in the front and Bando's in the back, and maybe they think they can go faster this way. They are definitely back there trying to figure out how to get these cars going faster, as they're currently, it's about a 2.9 second gap back to Bussa and about a little over a 3 second gap back to Bando. So these guys are definitely going to have to make up some speed somewhere to get up to those leaders. And it looks like Bruce Turner in that, looks like he pulled up and has let Del Campo go underneath him here. And let's kind of check things here when we get to the start-finish line, kind of check speeds at the line and see what kind of speeds these guys are carrying, especially those front few that are drafting together and got a good push going. Yeah, it looks like right now the fastest car I'm seeing on the charts is Dale Reynolds back there in 5th place at a 192.707. Oh, let me correct myself. As they come across the line, 7th and 8th, Ben Bando and Louis Bussa are the fastest two right now on the track. With, now 10th place there coming across. Kevin Hibbett now the fastest on the track. Looks like some good speeds going on there, and looks like Bruce Turner, for some reason, just looking at those speeds, though, he is way off the pace. I don't know exactly what happened with him that lap, but he's definitely lost a lot of time and a lot of speed. But looks like he's locked in behind the 27 there, Dale Reynolds now. Got him some draft and possibly looking to move back forward. I don't know exactly what happened with that young man, but he definitely lost a lot of positions there. Yeah, it looks like he has a really good run. He's definitely making some moves there. He was getting in that draft and he got way up on the 27 there. Gave him a nice little shot. Got him look like maybe got a little squirrely there. But I'd like to take a look back there at the 7th and 8th place machines of Louis Bussa and Ben Bando. Looks like they have made up about a second since we last went back there and looked at them two. So apparently that little switch they made, putting Bussa in the front car with Bando pushing him, has made a lot of speed up. So they're picking up some definite time, and it won't be but a couple more laps maybe they'll be back up front. Yeah, it looks like we got a car down off the track there. I saw a little smoke there. It looks like John Lawler may have had some kind of incident. Not quite sure what happened. Definitely going to bring out a caution, though. It's a single car spin, and he's decided to put it in the garage and call it a night. Looks like it's over with. So not really sure what happened to that, to the 64 John Lawler, but he's definitely parked it now.
Honestly, it looked just like the incident with Christian Vasquez coming off of that turn 4. He just smacked that outside wall. Turned him down. He tried to save it from hitting the inside wall and then just spun it on around.
Yeah, that outside wall coming out of 4 there has been a real beast of burden for quite a few tonight. Looks like, a lot of those guys are up there smacking it, and it's not been kind at all. But it looks like this whole front pack right now, looks like there's some jostling around. Some guys are moving around, changing positions and such, maybe trying to figure out how to get a little more speed, get themselves into position, maybe to push a partner or so. But as we speak about that, looking back as we keep check on that 7th and 8th place machine of Louis Bussa and Ben Bando, they have made a lot of ground up, and they can almost sniff the draft of that front pack now. So they're definitely on the move and coming.
Looks like the 42 of Nick Del Campo challenging those guys, Jeremy Enix and Dominic LaRusso, for the lead.
Yeah, he definitely got down on the inside. Looks like he's got a little push there from, looks like maybe Bruce Turner was underneath him, but now LaRusso has moved up, put that 48 machine right behind the 19 of Enix, and oh, look at this mess coming out here. Here comes Louis Bussa.
Where did they come from?
Wide. Yeah, exactly. Where did they get? They definitely had a strategy of some sort when they got back together and made that swap and put Bussa in front of the 33 of Bando. And look at the speed these two are carrying. They have caught that pack with just the 2 of them.
These guys are 3 wide. Louis Bussa was scored with the lead on that last scoring mark. Let's see if he can hold it off until they get that start-finish line.
Well, him and Bando have definitely been able to move up in there, and they've moved themselves down on the inside line now, and it looks like they're going to try to just walk away with this one now. But just like you said, holy cow, what happened right there? Excuse me, I'm coming through the middle, and I'm taking the lead. I started looking at all that up front, and I don't know, like you said, where they came from, but they definitely had a head of steam coming through there, and they've made their way to the front now from 7th and 8th place positions, almost 4 seconds back, only 5 laps to go. Looks like the 48, though, I'm kind of looking at his machine here running in front of the 03 of Bruce Turner. Looks like he is, I don't know, that rear end of that car looks very unstable right now for whatever reason. I don't know if it's not liking the airflow going across it, but it seems to be moving around the track quite a bit.
And that's definitely, we'll go back and look and see where they actually came from. Looks like once those guys up front started going too wide, it gave Bussa and Bando that extra chance and aero package to get up to the front. Those guys split up instead of going single file, which caused them to slow down a bit, and they just come through the pack on that high side.
And looking back in sixth place position here, that 42, we were just talking about him about a lap and a half ago, Nick Del Campo. He is fell back into sixth position and completely lost the draft now, but Dale Reynolds right there has caught up to him, so maybe they got some drafting help. Maybe they can take a playbook from Bussa and Bando's and get that nice little run coming through there and get lucky and just shove themselves up into the front crew.
Bussa's lost his drafting partner down to, looks like, fourth place position. They split up, and now the 19 car of Jeremy Enix is right behind Bussa.
I'll say one thing about Enix. Either he's got a lot of friends out there tonight, or he's making a lot of friends, one or the other, because he seems like he's been drafting with just about everybody on the track tonight and has been able to stay up towards the front, top 5 anyway, most of the night with drafting with just about anybody on the track.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He may not have any friends, and he's just trying to find anybody he can draft with.
That's true too. I mean, it don't matter friends or not out here. You got to go with who's pulling you and who you can get around with, and sometimes it may not even be somebody you care too much about. But you know, when you got to have that speed, you got to have a drafting partner. Case in point, looking back at Kevin Hibbett and Steve Deo, who are now more than 26 seconds back off the pace. You know, they weren't ever able to really hook up good and get a good line hooked together. So that shows you the difference. In like 10 laps, they've lost about 26 seconds.
And
it looks like
the 14 and 11, they're just not staying single file at all. They're racing each other for those positions. And so as they do that, they are going to lose a lot of time on the leaders.
And looking back up front here, it looks like Bando made a move. He got himself down on the inside of Enix in that 19. And once he did, looks like the number 8 of Bussa just kind of left Enix hanging, dropped down to the inside. They've gotten back together now, and looks like they put about 0.2 of a second on Enix in that little bit of time that they were running.
Yeah, it looks like teammates are hooked back up and going to be trying to pull away from the rest of these guys.
Yeah, these guys have got a nice little single file line going here. We'll see if they stick with it for very long, but so far that hasn't been the case so far of what we've seen over the last 5 laps. Is everybody's sort of jockeying for position and moving around and taking what they can.
Tony Ball must be thinking he's got a friend out there somewhere in the next caution. He's going to try to get that thing restarted. He hasn't exactly left that car yet.
Yeah, I was sitting here kind of looking at his telemetry. Like you said, he's got no RPM showing whatsoever. I don't know if he just plans on sitting there and trying to run later, or still trying to work things out with that car, or exactly what they're doing. But last words we got from him was he was trying to get the engine started. It wasn't firing over.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's just biding his time for the next caution to have somebody pull him. Must have a bad starter on that car and can't get it forward. But we stayed green just because he's off the track so far. It's a really big track.
Yeah, so far he's since that last caution and he lost electrical there. He's lost 21 laps I think now, as it's showing. So you know he's definitely got nothing to gain when he comes out there if he gets it refired. But someone else could be a big benefactor, like you said earlier. You know, if he gets out there and the car is undamaged, and he could possibly push someone to the lead and be a big team, big help for somebody. But nothing for him tonight. Right now I'm showing, just kind of looking down the standings here, we got, looks like 5 cars. Correction, we got more than one. Yeah, I'm showing 8 cars right now out of the lead, out of the race so far, with the number 11 of Pierce, the number 2 of Sargent, number 3 of Kevin Kelly, the number 99 of Dennis Jenkins, And back in 15th place, we're showing Tony Ball in 15th place. However, like we said, he may still be able to get that car refired and get going. Number 31, Alex Montefiore is out. Christian Vasquez is out. Matheny is out. And now Lawler is out. So it only leaves us with 10 cars running at the current time. And right now with Steve Deo and Kevin Hibbett being 35 seconds behind. As we looked at those earlier, you know, we've lost another 7, 8 seconds almost, you know, while we've been watching this action up front. It looks like this front group has decided to kind of just stay together there, and they're running nose to tail and you know, just making time and making laps right now. But like I say, we got about 10 laps to go, a little over 10 laps, so it won't be much longer. I'm sure we're going to see some things start to heat up in that front pack.
Yeah, this is a big enough track. I think right now they're going to just keep a single file line, try to keep the caution from coming out. And when they get to that 2 3 to go, I guarantee you're going to have some people making their moves, especially with Phoenix and Turner right there behind those two guys that just came flying to the front.
Yeah, kind of looking back just through the field here a little bit, though. Back here in 6th place, Dale Reynolds, we were talking about him a few laps ago, had lost the draft altogether, and it's definitely showing now as he's lost 6 seconds from the lead pack, you know, since he lost that draft and stuff. He's still got Nick Del Campo in tow in that 42 machine, but it just don't seem like they're really making much speed. I don't know if maybe there's a little bit of damage on those cars, maybe they scraped the wall or what, but they are definitely not running up to the speeds that that front pack is running.
Well, you got to think about it this way, you know, those guys up front are now running single file. There's 5 of them, 2 of Del Reynolds and Campo, so you're going to be turning a whole lot faster times 1 through 5.
Yeah, it looks like Bando, though, has for the time mitigated himself to just hang on back there and run in 2nd place and kind of stay right behind Louis Bussa. Enix looks like dropped back into the 4th place position while we were looking back in the back there a little bit. And the 48 of LaRussa, though, he's actually looking real good tonight. He's had some tough luck here lately, too, at these super speedways, and he's actually having a good, solid top 5 run right now. So he should be able to bring it home top 5 as long as all stays well with him tonight.
I'm going to throw a graphic up there on the screen right now for Louis Bussa. He restarted in 9th. He gained 8 positions on that last restart. Him and Bussa's worked so well together that he got him all the way to the 1st place now.
Yeah, those two have, the 8 and the 33, those two have really just, they've been fast. I mean, no doubt about that. I mean, we've seen, as we looked at it there earlier, you know, these two dropped way back off the pace, you know. Bussa completely lost the draft altogether in that 33. Bando dropped, you know, completely out of the draft, dropped back, picked him up. They run with Bando there in the front for a little while, and then they made the swap, put Bussa up front, Bando in behind, and it looks like Bando is a much better pusher, and that's when they really made the move, and they came through. When they took the lead, they came through with some authority and said, you know what, guys, here we come. All right, looking at the times at the line here as we come across the start-finish line, looks like we got definitely right now the fastest car on the track is Louis Bussa. Well, no, Ben Bando pushing right there behind.
Yeah, but look at the speed difference between those guys in 6th and 7th place. With 5 people in line, they're running about 196 miles an hour, where 6th and 7th are running 191. Big difference for those guys.
Yeah, that's a big difference, and you know, unless those guys back there, you know, in 6th and 7th can figure out some kind of way or get a caution or something, there is no way at these speeds that they're ever going to catch these guys. Well, 42 laps down. Looks like you know, we're on lap 42 of 50, so we're definitely coming up towards the end here, and we're going to see. I'm sure it's just about time. A lot of these guys are going to friendships out the window, and let's see what we got. Yeah, the one incident, or the one whole, you know, wild card here may be the fuel situation, though. I mean, I don't know how many gaps these guys can actually get out of a tank, but you know, they've been out there for quite some time, at least 27 laps now on this big super speedway, and you know, that's a lot of fuel used. Yeah, looking across, I just came across lap 44 of 50. I know some of you may see 60 laps up there on your graphics, but for any of you that are new to NuffWorld Racing here, we run manual cautions. We don't run the in-game cautions. We call our own cautions, so we always leave the extra 10 laps at the end of the race in case we have a green-white checker. That's so we can get our 3 chances at a green-white checker. And
actually,
I'm hearing
little
reports
correction
from
to that. Actually, the ticker at the top shows 50 laps now, and will show all green flag, caution flags, white flag, and checkered flag all the way to 50.
Well, that's a good point in there. Looks like something happened there. I'm not really sure what happened with Bando, but it looks like he got a little high there in the corner, and that now Bruce Turner, that 03 machine, to take over second place, and looks like the 19 of Jeremy Enix and the 33 of Ben Bando are back there fighting for third position a little bit, but it's kind of sorted itself out now. And Bando he's coming with a charge there. Looks like he's trying to get himself back up there behind Louis Bussa and try to get these 2 cars to fight it out for the finish. But in all that, looks like Jeremy Enix has slipped back to 4th with Dominic Arusa in the 48 machine still running back there in the 5th place position. Dale Reynolds back in 6th place. They've dropped over 11 seconds off the pace. So like you were talking about earlier, Stephen, they're definitely not making the speeds. And now here we're coming up on some lap traffic up there in the front.
Yeah, and looking back at a couple of these races, it looked like Bando and Turner were teamed up most of those races. I'm curious if Bando's going to abandon the 8 car coming to this white flag and push Turner to the lead to actually win the race and get the championship.
Yeah, we were talking there about 10, 15 laps ago about Steve Dio and that number 11 car there not being able to hook up with Kevin Hibbett, losing his drafting partner. And as you've seen, he's now just got passed to go a lap down. And it looks like Kevin Hibbett's he's also went a lap down. So we only got 8 cars left on the lead lap right here right now. And the leaders as they come through there, looks like Kevin Hibbett, gave way, gave him that inside line, tried to stay out of the way, let the racing continue. So very gentlemanly thing there.
Yeah, and Bentley got pushed out of the line there. I don't know if the 19 gave him a nice shove, but he pushed him out of the line, and he's going to end up falling back to 5th place.
Yeah, I'm getting reports from down on pit road that a lot of these guys are complaining that not only anything with fuel, but their tires are gone and they're having a hard time keeping good contact on this track. But as you said, Bando I don't know exactly what happened there, but Bando definitely lost a lot of positions, and he's just barely holding on to that draft right now. So if he does lose that draft, it's definitely changed the complexity of how this thing is going to finish out. So that kind of goes back to you were talking there earlier about Bando being teammates and running so well with others out here that are in that top pack right now. That may have just completely mitigated all of that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And Ben Bando in 5th place has definitely lost some time on those leaders. He's running 194. He is catching back up though.
As we're coming up on the white flag here, though, I'm hearing radio talk on the scanners and such. Bruce Turner was looking for Bando to give him a little push off to the win there, and Bando, from what I'm hearing, was going to get right up there, and that's kind of why he had moved out of line, was trying to get with Bruce Turner. But I don't know. It can be interesting here. Looks like Bando has made his way back up there. He's got that draft, so he may still play into a factor of this. We'll see how things go. All right, we got white flag racing now, so we're coming around to final lap here, so now's when things are going to get crazy. But surprising enough to me, it looks like the front 5 are still just nose to tail. I mean, with a little over half a lap, I figured guys will be trying to make moves. Well, it looks like some of them are jumping out of the line and such. Let's see how this thing plays itself out, as these guys are definitely looking around a little bit, searching around on the track. Let's see who goes with who, because coming out of turn 4, somebody's going to be trying to step out of line and see who goes with them.
I'm going to put the bet on the 19 and the 48, trying to get out of line and pass those 2 guys in front. They're definitely going to need the help.
Yeah, Turner. It looked like Turner moved low. Thought the 19 would go. Whoa! And Bando takes a real wild one. I don't know what happened with Bando there, but he definitely lost it. Wow, what a finish. Looks like Lewis Bussa, though, took it at the stripe. I'll have to wait for the official word on that, but looks like Lewis Bussa takes home the checker tonight. That was a very interesting replay there. I was looking at the 33 of Ben Bando and just happened to get up there in time to catch the whole end of that. I'm not sure who got who or what happened there.
Let's take a look at that replay coming back to the start-finish line.
Yeah, that's going to be that was going to be an interesting little replay there to take a look at. Looks like you know, coming up through there, Lewis Bussa had it. Bando spun out there, and I don't know exactly what happened with Bando. He may have blew a tire or something trying to get down there to help out, or maybe just made that move too quickly. But Jeremy, that 19, he definitely had a push from the 48. I don't know. It looked like Bussa may have even blown a tire right there at the end. I don't know what was going on with these guys. Looked like some tires were going down or something.
Yeah, most definitely. It looked like they all got past the start-finish line just fine, except for Bendo out there spinning. It looks like Bendo's going to take the win on that, with second place going to the Jeremy Enix, and then maybe even going back to.
Yeah, I think
Turner is third.
Yeah, Turner may have taken third, and the 48 of LaRusso there taking fourth. It's kind of how it looked there from this point. But I mean, like I say, we'll have to wait for the official word there. But wow, what an interesting finish.
Taking a look, like coming to the start-finish line now. Oh, it's going to be close. Wow. 03 got it in third place, with 48 just falling in fourth.
Yeah, it looks like the 03 just barely got a hold of him. Wow, and another interesting little finish. Seems like we have a lot of those out here in the good old Nuff World. But for those who may have been paying attention, Tony Ball there finally just he got the car back to the pits and put it behind the wall. So he had a little starter problem there, sounds like, and just never could get it repaired sitting in the car. Finally was able to get it back to the pit road and off the track. But wow, that was an interesting race to say the least. As seems like a lot of our finishes here at these super speedways have ended with those cars being crashed just at the start-finish line or just over. So, you know, that's the guys running them cars hard, though, and try to take the win. So definitely don't never back down and run them hard.
Yeah, I'm going to sit here and look at the current standings. Bruce Turner's going to walk away with the win on this one, and pulls 37 points in front of Christian Vasquez. So definitely your new championship for this 2012-13 Winter Series.
Yeah, Bruce Turner, basically, I mean, after the bad luck tonight, I mean, you know, there was quite a few drivers there had some bad luck. Looking back at it, Vasquez being, you know, crashing out there early, and then Kevin Kelly having to retire due to some electrical troubles. You know, finishing a race where he did definitely didn't hurt any. But looks like we had 8 cars left on the lead lap. We had 3 cautions tonight for a total of 10 caution laps. Track temperature, though, look at that. It's definitely changed a lot throughout the race. Moved up over 10 degrees out there on the track temperature. That definitely would have made those tires a lot slicker out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I believe we were told that they could go, 30 laps on fuel, and they ran a 30 lap run there at the end, so they were definitely pushing those tires.
Yeah, and I guarantee you a lot of those guys were sweating that fuel mileage too, if that's the case, and they were running on their last fumes when they come across the line. You know, there was a few probably already praying, okay, who's going to run out of fuel, and starting to get the white knuckles of, okay, if they run out of fuel, which way am I going to get out of their way so I don't run them over?
Most definitely. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Coke Super Speedway. You got Deucey Doo, Douglas Sargent up in the booth. Till next year. We'll see you all in February.
We'll see you in February for the TeamSpeak